And now a funeral has been held for victims of Saturday's twin bomb attacks in the Afghan capital. Dozens of graves were dug at a hilltop cemetery where coffins were brought in. 83 people were killed and hundreds wounded when twin bomb attacks struck a crowd of Shia Hazara protesters in Kabul. Afghan President Ashraf Ghani declared a national day of mourning. The ISIL-claimed attack drew worldwide condemnation. Iran's foreign minister condemned the bombing and called for Muslim unity. The U.S., the UN, and Russia also denounced the attack. Now, Mr. Shabir Hassan Ali is joining us out of London. He's an activist and Islamic scholar. Hello, Mr. Hassan Ali. It's nice to have you on the program once again. Now, we are witnessing Daesh's successful infiltration into Afghanistan, where the Taliban and the government are both opposed to it. Is it fair to say that the incompetence of security apparatus is contributing to Daesh's rise in this country?
I think that's one aspect we have to remember. Most places where Daesh seems to be making some sort of headway, you've got the tentacles of the American empire stepping in and providing, in quotes, assistance in one way or another. So that's also something that needs to be thought through when discussing this. And of course, we have to understand that the Saudis and others, they are adamant, especially in their dying throes, as the Saudis and the Israelis are, they're adamant to create more and more sectarian strife. But what's more heartbreaking, really, is the fact that the Hazaras have been suffering even in Pakistan and in Afghanistan for a very long time, and as a group. And their plight is rarely mentioned on the mainstream media. Of course, Press TV, Al Alam, other places, part of the free media.
Mr. Hassan Ali, I was just going to, it's funny that you mentioned that. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was just going to, it's really funny. I was about to ask you that the same number of people were killed in this attack. I'm cutting you off because it's going to allude to exactly what you're saying, what you're about to say. Practically the same amount of people were killed in this attack as the one in Nice, France. But you saw what kind of coverage Nice, France received in Western media. And why is there so much difference in what the Hazara people are, kind of coverage they're receiving? Are certain people more expendable than others in Western media?
Unfortunately, yes. We have to face the fact that the Western media is, for want of a better word, racist, classist, and discriminatory. It does not consider the blood of people from our part of the world, from the Middle East, from Afghanistan, from Pakistan, from Iraq, from Lebanon, from Syria, as being valuable. The reasons for this are like multiple, and we all know that most of the attacks that happen in the West, including the Nice attack, is almost certainly a false flag operation. But I don't want to go into that right now. What's tragic is that the Hazaras have been struggling for a long time, and they constantly get hit on, they constantly get attacked. They're considered, I think, by Daesh and those behind Daesh as a soft target. And the government of Afghanistan really needs to get its finger out. It needs to stop being so complacent and so docile in the way it operates and start giving equal protection to all people, regardless of what background they are. Because remember, the Afghan government, for reasons better known to itself, also has associations and affiliations with some of the most corrupt entities globally, including the American empire and the Saudi cult.
And you saw the Hazara community, they're also blaming the government for not providing them with adequate protection. And they're actually out protesting the fact that they're not getting a power line that they've been trying to lobby for quite some time for millions of people in that area. Are they a persecuted people in that country?
Without a doubt. Like I've said, the Hazaras are an important part of Afghanistan, like every other ethnic grouping within Afghanistan. But the Hazaras seem to be really trampled upon, their rights are never recognized. It's ironic that they're actually out protesting something almost as trivial as a power line when they are specifically attacked. This itself is a damning condemnation of the sheer incompetence of or in fact, maybe not incompetence, maybe complicity of the Afghan security services, of course, led by the Afghan government, which which has many, many problems. Of course, we understand that, you know, they've been through all of these problems. They've just recently started getting things together. But if you look at how some of the fat cats in Kabul and, you know, the richer people in Afghanistan live, just like in every part of the world, where the way the rich live, and you see the way these poor Hazaras live, it's heartbreaking. These people, to even have to go out and protest that we want a power line so we can contribute back into the economy, shows how
it speaks for itself.
You know, it speaks volumes, unfortunately.
Thank you, Mr. Shabir Hassan-Ali, for joining us here on Press TV's Top 5, sir. That was Mr. Shabir Hassan-Ali joining us out of London, activist and Islamic scholar.